G'day everyone, and welcome to another episode on the River Styx server. We start today at the pop-up Fix-It Felix shop, and there's Felix with his magical hammer to repair everything, to mend things, you might say. Let's see if we've made any sales. Silk Touch. Ah, 3 books, that's alright. That's 9 diamonds. Much better. And mending. Drrrr. Nice. I sold 9 mending books. Total of 27 brand new diamonds. We can chuck those in our ender chest. I'm bringing us up to a total of 53 diamonds now. So that's looking pretty good. We sadly don't have any books to restock this. So as I mentioned when I first put this up, very limited stock. That's why they're not the cheapest books in the world, because they actually cost quite a bit as far as emeralds. Getting emeralds at the moment is a huge problem. All right, let's head back to the base. We've got some tidying up to do. Okay, so we are back at the base now. We're just going to quickly jump back a little bit in time here. The next scene you're about to see was actually recorded before I moved into this house. So you'll see me back over at the storage over here when all my storage was still over here and everything was a mess. We came back and we did what's over here. So let's quickly go back in time a little bit, and I'll explain this when we get back. Spiced has asked me if I want to build a Shulker farm within this season, and I would absolutely love to do another one of those. We're not going to be doing it just yet. But when I was in the end the other day grabbing all of this stuff, I actually found 2 cities next to each other, and I didn't raid them, I just took the elytras from them. They're about 100 blocks apart from each other, and it just seemed like a really great place to go to grab a few live shulkers so we can make a shulker farm. So let's grab Spider and go to the end, and then we can go grab a couple of shulkers and bring them back here, and then in a later episode we'll be able to duplicate them and we'll be able to turn them into a shulker farm. There he is, Spider, how you going?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright. So what are we doing today? We're going to go get a couple of shulkers, eh?
Yep. Hopefully this goes smoothly.
Yeah, alright, well, we can go down the end portal. I actually don't know if I've shown this in my video. I think I did. Basically, this is an entrance straight down to the end portal, so we can now just drop straight down, and we're in the end.
Hopefully.
The first time I did that, I took full damage when I got hit this here, because apparently it keeps your momentum going. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I learnt something new that day.
Alright, where are we going?
Negative 2650, negative 2450. Here we go. Alright, the first city, it's quite a big one. Which way is the end portal? There it is. And then just on the other side of this end portal, there's a second city right there. So, and they've both had ships. So it's like literally from here, there's just 2 things. Spider beat me here. But that's...
Oh, you finally made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who, but someone went the wrong way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who it was though. I believe that was a secret. Alright, so we need to grab some blocks because we didn't bring any blocks to put rails on and build up little tracks. Alright, Spider, what's going on? Explain it to me.
So I believe if you run a rail into this block, it should pick him up, and then we can shoot him back. So let's just make a track from here to the port.
And then we're going to put a furnace minecart behind it to push it, right?
Yep.
So once it goes through the portal, what happens to it? Where does it end up?
He should end up on the obsidian platform.
Did you just assume its gender? Wow. Just saying, Spider, it's 2022, right? You can't do that.
No, he told me.
Oh, okay, fair enough. If you had a conversation, that's cool.
He was like, "Rah."
Yeah.
And I was like,
I heard him say that, yeah.
Now, I'm not sure how this is going to go without a power rail on the end block, but we can always cross our fingers.
So am I right in saying that the shulkers attached to this block here, this brick?
Do F3B, and you will see his hitbox.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Kind of in that corner. Because it's just outside that corner, whenever a minecart flicks in, it should pick him up. But because this isn't a powered rail, I'm worried it's not going to come back.
Alright, go for it. Okay, so...
Oh no, I saw one of us. I don't know which one is seeing.
It hasn't seen any of us because it isn't actually shooting at us. Alright, it's going.
Go!
Man, he launched. He wants to go. He's like, hey, just put me through the portal, guys.
He may not go up.
No.
Oh, no.
He had a good bit of power to him. So we're going to have to go on the other side and put him in a safe place before we come back for the second one. Oh, no, we don't.
No,
Hang
we
on.
can do it.
No, we can
do it now.
If I just do that. I was just going to say because the furnace is going to go through with him, but that's fine. So it didn't.
Oh, up the first floor, I noticed there was one on the ground, so we can just put rails next to this one.
There's one on. Oh, on the first floor. Oh, I see. Yeah. You know what, that's going to work fine.
That work?
Yeah, that'll work. All right, so you push him.
Did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off.
Minecart off. And we're just going to follow them through, yeah? Cool. How's my... Alright, I got 3 minutes left on my invisibility. I've got another one on me. I'm just
get an instant health ready, because we're going to spawn the same spot they are. So splash the health and run.
Yeah. Alright, furnace minecart in hand. Okay, so if I put that there... You could probably come through. There's only one down there. So where do you want it? Where do you want it coming off? On this corner here, where it is at the moment?
Yeah, that's fine. It will sit here. We'll break the minecart, and we got to make it so the only possible spawning spot is the face of that piston. Within it's technically 9x9, but I'm going 10x10 just to be safe.
Alright, I'm going to grab this minecart, put it on the track, put the coal. He's going to shoot at me, but that's okay. Oh, why isn't he moving? Uh-oh. Problem, and I'm floating. Alright, I've put coal in the minecart, but he's not moving. Can you have a look?
On my way.
Ta.
I think because the furnace minecart is starting too close, I feel like that's an issue. It sounds like a stupid issue, but it might be the issue. So maybe wrap the rails around. You're gonna have to pick that up. Oh, you saw ya. Did you get a coal in there?
No. So I have to point it. Oh, I'm on 1 heart. I'm gonna die.
He's off. Jump back down.
Coming in. Okay, all my stuff is here.
So he should teleport. Well, he should automatically get placed on one with a button, but he will eventually work out
That he shouldn't
shouldn't be there, and eventually find the piston as the only viable spot. That's the plan. Oh, you saw me.
Yeah. Okay, here I am.
Could die. Is he there?
Yes.
Get him in a boat, and then just see if you can get him out into the ocean. So if you put a boat close to him, you should go in. If not, drive into him with the boat. It will be slow because you're on land, but get out to the ocean.
Oh, I'm floating. I can't get in the boat. Alright, I'm basically in the ocean, so... Yeah, I'm in the ocean.
Alright, I'm going to send the next one. We'll
Hey,
splash
dude, there's a ship out here.
Alright, let's go.
There are so many bullets flying around. And the worst thing is they're all going to go into unloaded chunks. Hang on, dude. I don't see my Shulker. Is he still here?
Nah, he's dead. Alright, it's up to me.
It's over there on the right there. Yeah, right where you are. Splash him and get out. We've just popped over to Fix It Felix pop-up shop. I've just added an ender chest here so that way other people can get into them. I've also just restocked the mending books, and then that's it. And then the silk touch as well. We sold most of the mending books, and so I had to replace about, I think it was about 18 or 19. But what we're actually here to do is we're going to do 2 more pop-up shops today. One is going to be an iron shop, and the other is going to be a rocket shop. Now, I don't have a gunpowder farm yet, so Bavengo and I have gone into a partnership on this, and basically, we're going to be selling these little guys. I've got the sugarcane, he's got the gunpowder, so I'm going to chuck a shop together now. We're going to do a 50-50 split on the whole lot. It's just a little pop-up shop just to get people by until they have a chance to get their own gunpowder farms and sugarcane farms, considering we've only been on the server for 1 week, and now most people have wings, and people are going to want to fly. So I'm going to jump in a quick time lapse, and we're going to build both of these shops pretty much just in this little area. It's a good way just to help everyone out. Everything's going to be sold pretty cheap, so that way everyone can get what they need. This isn't really about making diamonds. This is more about just helping out the other people on the server just to get a bit of a head start. So let's jump in a time lapse, and I'll see you when I'm done. And the shops are complete. So we have a rocket shop here and an iron shop there. Over here, we're selling irons, 1 stack of iron ingots for 1 diamond. They're fully stocked. And in these 2 barrels, we've got 32 blocks for 4 diamonds. 32 blocks works out to be 4.5 stacks. So it ends up being ever so slightly cheaper if you buy it by the block. But if people don't have 4 diamonds or if they only need a small amount, they can just buy ingots, which is fantastic for them. Then when we look at the rocket shop over here, I'm quite proud of the way the rocket shop turned out. I used some iron blocks in there and some calcite just to sort of give it a bit of texture. I think it's turned out really nice. It's just meant to look like a single rocket. I put a few burn marks in the floor. Again, once this runs out, we're going to restock it once and then we're never going to stock it again. So you come up through here to have a look. You have a sign here, 1 diamond for 2 stacks of rockets. It's fairly cheap. And as you can see, this is all fully stocked as well. So there's 6 barrels here in total. And once they sell out, we'll restock them once, and then we'll never restock them again. So if you're on the server, get in quick before they run out. Otherwise, you may miss out altogether. Let's head back out. All right, we got 1 shulker back. I don't want to get too close because then he'll start shooting at me. We need to make sure this shulker stays alive. Now, we brought 2. The one that was in my boat shot himself and died, basically. The one that Spider brought is hopefully in decent health. We got a bunch of these instant health 2 potions. So that should bring his health pretty... They give up to 8 hearts. So it should bring the health up quite high. I'm just going to build a little holding cell here. It's not going to be anything crazy and fancy. It's just going to be... I'm going to build it mostly out of iron blocks because I've got plenty of those. I actually don't have much of any block right now. Iron blocks are my main block I have because obviously the iron farm over there is just churning away. So I'm going to build this largely out of iron. And then what we're going to do is going to bring the shulker up here. We're going to get him to duplicate himself a few times. And just get maybe 4 or 5 in a holding cell here ready to go. Then when we're ready to do the shulker farm, we can just grab them from here and away they go. So I'm going to jump in a real quick time lapse, build this little tiny little room. Again, it's not going to be fancy. I'll see you when it's done. Here is our little storage area full of shulkers. We've got 7 shulkers down here, plus 1 over there still, which is 8. So this is a little trick that we picked up when we built our shulker farm last season. And essentially what we've got here is we've got the shulker that came in, he gets ejected off, stays there, and then pretty much, if the shulker can see us, he'll start shooting, but because this trapdoor, he shoots the other way, and when it comes back, it hits him. And when it hits him, he actually teleports away. And it doesn't normally happen first try, so now we've got an extra shulker. Once he teleports away, he actually duplicates himself, and his duplicate ends up over there. And if he can shoot himself again, he can actually continuously duplicate over and over and over again. Like that, and boom, we've got an extra one again. And that's how you duplicate shulkers, and that's how you turn it into a farm. And then once we need these shulkers, all we need to do is press this button and it'll launch them off. And then we can literally have this rail heading to wherever we want our shulker farm to be. And this is our own little storage of shulkers ready to go. But the shulker farm is not going to be built for a few episodes yet, so don't get too excited. We have quite a lot of other things that are a lot more important that we need to get done first, like a sugarcane farm. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to actually build a very small automatic sugarcane farm, but it's going to be expandable. We're going to go a little bit different to last season. Last season I did a sugarcane farm that involved pistons and slime blocks and things like that. This season they're going to also include pistons and slime blocks, but we're going to use a flying machine instead. So what it means is we can have basically a very small, like narrow farm that's really long, and it can just sort of fly across and keep harvesting as it goes. We're going to do the same thing with bamboo later on, but for now, let's get the sugarcane one done. What an amazing sugarcane farm this is. ilmango, you've done it again. There's so many brand new mechanics in this, and I just love them all, and I wish I could explain every one of them to you, but I don't really have enough time for that. But essentially, if I press this button, I'll sort of talk you through what happens. So this is like a manual trigger. This is on a clock over this end, but if I press this, it's going to manually trigger it. So if I trigger that now, you'll see that the minecarts get triggered out. Now, because the mud block is actually slightly shorter, the minecarts actually fall through the block, and they end up sitting on these rails. You can't really see them. They're sitting on that. You can see that little shadow there, and it sort of sits on the rail. When these trapdoors open, they all get released out. They sit on the iron trapdoors that are on the flying machines. As they fly across like this, they break the sugarcane, but they also pick up that sugarcane. Now, once they get to this side, you can see they basically sit on their rails. There's some fence gates underneath these observers, and that releases them one by one in a nice orderly fashion. And then from up the top here, as the minecarts come up, they enter the amethyst. You can see it's just that little bit, it's only a half block on its hitbox, so that it allows the minecarts to go that little bit further. You can't really see it, but they do go that little bit further, and then they can sort of land on that minecart after they fall through this block. So they sort of fall through the block, and then they go to land on that minecart, but they hit the cauldron. The cauldron's filled with lava, so when the minecarts hit them, they instantly break, and they eject all their sugarcane out into this waterway, and they end up in the chests. When AFK, this farm will produce 1,700 sugarcane. You can expand it sideways, so we can add more modules on that way, or you can actually make it even longer if you wanted to, as long as you consider how much a hopper can hold, because otherwise it's just going to be breaking the sugarcane and not picking it up. Now, this sugarcane farm was designed by ilmango. If you're not already subscribed to him, make sure you head over to his page and subscribe. I will put a link down in the description for this farm so you guys can make it yourself. It's absolutely brilliant, super tidy and neat. Make sure you watch his video before you build it, so that way you understand all the little details about it and how it'll work. But this whole area is starting to come along. You can sort of see a little bit of a pattern here where we've got a couple of farms in a row here. We're going to have farms this season. We're going to have them in a row, but we're also going to have them vertically as well. So there will be a farm on top of this farm, maybe even below this farm. It's hard to say exactly. I'll figure it out based on the farms and how much space they need and all that sort of stuff. But sadly, that is all I have time for today. So I really do hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure to do that before you leave. And I'll see you in the next one. See you later.